Welcome to the Cendien Deep Dive. We're the podcast where we take your sources and really extract those knowledge nuggets you need. Today, we're diving deep into something that's fundamentally reshaping finance.
That's right. We're talking about the transformative impact of AI and automation, specifically on the CFO role and financial auditing.
Big topic.
Huge. And we've looked at a lot of material industry reports, academic research, you name it, trying to understand how these technologies are moving from just being tools
To being strategic partners.
Exactly. Strategic partners for finance leaders. Our goal today, help you cut through the noise, understand the real benefits, the surprising challenges, and maybe see a clearer path forward for AI in finance.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The traditional CFO role, guardian of the finances, right? That seems to be changing fast, becoming more strategic, and AI is a huge part of that. You mentioned three things: automation, augmentation, acceleration.
Yeah, basically. Automation for the repetitive stuff, augmentation to, help humans make better decisions, and acceleration, just speeding everything up.
But what are the actual, measurable gains? Can we quantify this?
Oh, definitely. And what's really striking is the scale of improvement. Think about this. Studies show something like 94% of business spreadsheets have errors.
94%.
Wow, mostly from manual handling. Huge risk there. AI, when it's trained properly, offers just vastly better accuracy. We're talking invoice processing, reconciliations, tasks that took days,
Yeah.
now done in minutes.
Yeah.
And that accuracy means CFOs get, real-time clean data that lets them make faster, higher stakes decisions. They're moving from gatekeepers to strategic navigators, really.
Okay, those efficiency gains are genuinely staggering.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's not just about doing things faster. It's changing what finance teams can actually achieve.
Absolutely. That's the core of it. Companies using AI are reporting serious cost savings. So one figure, up to 16% reduction in annual finance costs for the mature adopters.
16% is massive.
It is. And here's the really interesting part. Almost 70% also report revenue gains, like 5% or more.
Revenue gains.
How? Things like AI-driven dynamic pricing or more personalized customer service insights coming from finance data. So finance stops being just a cost center.
Becomes a driver of top-line growth.
Exactly. It frees up the team for higher value strategic thinking.
Okay, so with benefits like that, cost savings, revenue growth, speed, accuracy, you'd think, it'd be a stampede towards AI adoption.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
But that's not quite what the numbers show, is it? What's holding CFOs back?
Right. That's the crucial question. Why the hesitation? In 2024, data showed only 9% of CFOs were actively using generative AI.
Only 9.
And, maybe more concerning, 38% said they had no plans to adopt it at all.
So why not? What are the obstacles?
Well, there are several big ones. First, the upfront cost isn't trivial. And then there's integration. Trying to mesh these shiny new AI tools with, decades-old legacy systems.
Mainframes and things.
Exactly. It's incredibly complex, expensive.
Yeah.
Those old systems often just don't have the power, or the data's in the wrong format. You end up with sort of fragmented AI.
Okay, technical hurdles. What else?
People.
Yeah.
There's a significant talent gap globally. Finding people who can actually implement and manage these systems, it's tough.
And I imagine there are human concerns too, ethical ones.
Absolutely. Data privacy is huge, especially if you're looking at, say, open access AI tools. And then there's the fear, a valid fear, of job displacement, or at least massive role transformation.
Is that AI-augmented chief capital officer idea?
Right. It demands a whole new skill set. Plus, you have the risk of AI, human biases creeping in through the training data, leading to skewed results. That's a real ethical minefield.
So quite a few challenges, but despite all that, you said some are embracing it. The mature adopters, what are they seeing?
Yeah, and this is where it gets really compelling. Those mature adopters, they're completing their annual budget cycle about 33% faster.
A third faster.
And cutting accounts payable costs by 25%. We see specific examples like automating invoice creation using AI-powered OCR, that's optical character recognition. They're hitting 95% accuracy.
Incredible. Any big company examples?
MasterCard is a great one. They used generative AI and apparently doubled their fraud detection rate and got 300% faster at spotting merchant fraud. That's a game changer.
So it really does seem less about replacing people entirely and more about, augmenting what they can do, shifting their focus.
Precisely. The key concept is often called human in the loop. AI makes suggestions, provides insights, does the heavy lifting. But a human needs to review, apply judgment, provide strategic oversight.
Makes sense.
It's also critical to build data literacy within the finance teams themselves. They need skills like data visualization, maybe some basic statistical analysis.
So upskilling is key.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
strengthening that partnership between the CFO and the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer, that collaboration is vital to make sure the tech choices actually support the business strategy.
And staying ahead of regulations. You mentioned e-invoicing mandates.
Right. That's another piece. Being proactive about those changes is essential for smooth integration and just staying competitive.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive really shows AI isn't just, another buzzword flying around finance.
No, it's much more fundamental.
It feels like a foundational shift, moving finance from just reacting to historical data to actively predicting and maybe even shaping the future, using technology to do that.
Well said. Ultimately, AI is an enabler here. It's designed to free up that valuable human expertise for the more strategic, the more value-added tasks.
So the question isn't if AI will impact finance professionals.
No, the question for everyone really navigating this landscape is how proactively you choose to lead and adapt, how you engage with this really powerful new ally.